the Southland, 1 week at a time. SCV chat starts now.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to SCV Chat. I'm your host, the Florida Man. And no, this is not Look Around Florida. This is SCV Chat. Behind the scenes, I have Tony, the division commander for the Army of Virginia Army Commander, and Kenny Ramsey. They're in timeout right now, so I think I screwed up. I think I realized I clicked on the wrong intro. So don't shoot me, Moose. GCB later. Hi. Yeah, that's just Moose dinging me right now. So a couple things. Hey Frank. Hey Ryan. Moose did have this to say as you guys are turning in. Hi, Linda and Roy. Camp news will be covered either on SCV Chat final season or next episode of SCV Chat. Sorry, I was looking down. I was looking at my phone. I'm getting text message. Tell people to have all the camp news to us by next Wednesday. He'll be doing a special episode to cover all your camp news, brigade, and division news. Hey, Paul Gramblin, how are you doing tonight, sir? Past Commander-in-Chief. It's been a long day, so please bear with me. Moose is texting me as we speak. Hey, Kyle. Hey, buddy. Good to see you again, buddy. Hey, Jack. There's David. You know what? I'm going to get a mirror and kind of do like a romper room type thing. I see this person, that person. I thought it was funny. Hey, Jason. It has been, Kyle. So Moose is dealing with a couple of things in his brigade right now. So he asked me to host tonight. So yay! So you got the Florida man tonight. So we're gonna let there's a Florida Division Chaplain Kim Hoffecker in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Hope Commander Button is doing okay. My thoughts and prayers go out to him. So we're gonna let the chat populate. I'm gonna just go crazy for a little bit. Then I'll bring Tony and Kenny on. So we're up to 22 people. Hey, David on YouTube. Good to see you, sir. Please share these episodes. They really help us all out, get the message out. We're taking back the narrative. And there we go. As we were talking earlier about videos and camp news and brigade news and division news, here's the email that's scrolling around the bottom. Please send in emails if you have any camp projects, divisions, or brigade projects. You got that right, Dave. Good evening, Bradley. So let me make sure I'm covering everything. I think I covered everything. Oh, yeah, the important one. The disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not those of the SCV, its GC, or any divisions, brigades, camps, or subsidiaries. So we got 21 people. Let's bring up Commander Tony and Commander Kenny.
I'll get it
How
started.
y'all
Go ahead.
Evening, Sean. Kenny.
Yep. I don't want to talk over anybody. I'll get it started, and then I'm going to turn it over to Tony here. Apologize for my appearance. I just came in from deer hunting. I want to thank everybody for keeping this going. It's really a good way to get the word out, and we can pass stuff along. I want to thank everybody from about 5 different camps around where my own camp is at in North Carolina. Week before last, we had our turkey shoot, which was advertised on chat a couple of times, and we had it in behind my house, and we had over 400 people in my yard, and it was the best one yet in 4 years. So just thank you everybody for coming out, and thank you guys for advertising it for us. I'm only going to bring up one more thing. This can't wait till next week to be put on there. Next Thursday, Camp 5, the George Davis Camp in Wilmington, and the Major General W.H.C. Whiting, Chapter 305 of the Military Order Stars and Bars, are going to have a Confederate Christmas from 7 to 10. But it's going to be at the exclusive Cape Fear Club in Wilmington. A lot of people aren't familiar with it. I am. That place was formed in 1866 by a group of Confederate officers immediately after the war for an exclusive gentleman's club. And I've seen their first list of members, and that included a brigadier general, 10 colonels, 5 majors, 13 captains, and numerous NCOs and enlisted, all Confederates getting together. And it is still in power, still going, and it's the oldest social club in North Carolina and one of the oldest in the Confederation. That is coming up next Thursday. If anybody would like to go on Facebook and contact the George Davis Camp 5, and they can get you in there. Other than that, thank you for having us. Thank you for getting it going. And I'm going to turn it over to Tony and let him handle it.
All right. Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, Sean, where do you want to start?
It's your ball game, sir.
All right. Well, everybody's knows that the past few years have been a struggle for the entire Confederation. The attacks that we've had on our monuments and our soldiers' graves and our heritage totally has been ridiculous. And I think we've dealt with it here in Virginia. I can't say we've dealt with it more than any of y'all have, but we've had more than our fair share up here between Richmond and Charlottesville and in individual counties taking down monuments and stuff. In fact, they just melted down the Charlottesville statue to turn it into whatever they're going to make, these little ornaments or something to give out to people, but it's been ridiculous. And we've taken these attacks head on. We've been in lawsuits, working to get the monuments that we can get, and trying to save everything we can up here. But it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle with retention and recruitment since not only the monument issues and everything else going on, but with the Wuhan flu causing a lot of people not to renew or come back to the camps, and trying to get the camps themselves started back up. So we're coming out of that now. Seems like we're doing pretty good, and hopefully we'll continue to do so here and keep coming up in numbers. The Virginia Division right now is we're sitting at pushing around 2,500 members in 70 camps in good standing. So we need more men, and we're working on that now. But going back to some of these monument things, I know some of y'all you've probably seen this, Sean, in the Confederate Veteran.
Yep.
The Lee Rides Again ad in there. One of our camps, the Gordonsville Grays camp, number 2301, is working on reproducing the Robert E. Lee Monument in Richmond. And they've already raised about $70,000 for that project. And they're working to get that done. They're going to put it up at the new Lee Jackson Memorial Park up just above Lexington. And that's a good thing going on right now. And it's fact that Lee Jackson Park was dedicated back in May, and we had Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears there and Ron Kennedy, and we all raised flags. The SCV purchased a flagpole for the SCV flag. Virginia purchased a pole for the Virginia flag, and Virginia flaggers had 80-some foot pole there to put the battle flag up on, and there was individual camp flags and a few others. There's 5 or 6 other flags there that besides the giant flag. And so I'll be talking a little bit more about that park later on. But we've also been keeping on the monument subject here. We've also been trying to get as many of these monuments that have been removed from the local level at the counties and town, city levels. And we've saved some of them already and got possession of them. In fact, the Stonewall Brigade camp out there in Lexington already has one that was removed that they're going to put in the new park. I can say right now that negotiations are going on and are pretty much almost complete on getting another one that's going to be sent up there. We've saved here in my county, Isle of Wight, my camp, the Isle of Wight Avengers, and the camp in Cortland, the Urquhart Gillette camp. One of their members bought, or didn't buy, he got the monument given to him by Isle of Wight County, and he put a half-acre section in his cornfield and deeded it out to a monument association, and our county monument is now on full display. We've purchased flagpoles and put trees out there, getting benches installed, and it's even a more prominent position now than it was when it was sitting in front of the courthouse. And a lot of people get to see it now right off the road. It's wide open, and it's made the people mad that were happy to get rid of it from in front of the courthouse because they have to drive by it now every day. So that's a good thing. And our 9th Virginia Mechanized Cavalry Camp, number 9, down here in my area, they didn't purchase. Surrey County gave them the monument they had taken down, and they put it on one of their members' property, and they're in the process of putting that up right now. And those guys, along with OCR ladies of the Dixie Rangers, have also put up a monument just across the border down below Suffolk in the North Carolina. They put up a brand new monument down there. So they take them down, we're putting them up. And like I said, there's others being worked on. We've moved one in Williamsburg, in association with the ladies of the UDC, and got it put up in Fort Magruder up there. There's several more across the state that have been moved. We got one up just outside the New Market battlefield right now that came from Albemarle County, right outside of Charlottesville. And so all these monuments have been saved. And like I said, we're working on more and trying to get them all that we can and get them in safe spots before what happens to the Lee Monument happens to them and they get melted down or destroyed or whatever these places can do with them. Because right now the localities can do whatever they want with them. So All right. Let's see. Moving on here. Some other good things going on up in Virginia. We got the Sam Davis Youth Camp moved back up here, and this past year, it was in June, and we had a real good year. Much thanks goes to Tracy Clary of the Old Brunswick camp, and he's been involved with the Sam Davis Youth Camp for years. And we can't have it again where was this year, but they're looking right now to get it someplace else in Virginia. I think we had 47 or so cadets up there at the camp, and it's a real good situation going on with the youth camp again, and I hope that it continues to grow. And everybody in the ANV, if you're close to us, send someone, get your camp, sponsor a kid to come to the youth camp. It's a great place for them to learn about our history without it being tainted in the schools. So also going on with the cadet issue here, where Tracy Clary is also working. I think he's working with somebody down in Florida Division, Sean, and some others about trying to enhance the cadet program. We're trying to get these kids that are coming in as cadets, under 12 years old, to give them something exciting to work with and to have that, so they just don't have to, 10-year-old kid coming to a camp meeting. Sometimes they're not too thrilled about it. We're trying to figure out some things that we can get them to do outside of the camp meetings, some kind of newsletter or little magazine or, functions that they can do so that we can keep them. And when they turn 12, they can join the SCV and hopefully join as a life member and continue on forever in the SCV. I did that with my kids. I got them involved as soon as possible. So I got 3 sons that are SCV members, and they range in age from 28 to 34 right now. In fact, my oldest is 34 years old today. Happy birthday, Sean. That's my son's name. So
no, it's not me, even though
no.
my birthday was Saturday. No.
Yeah, I don't think you're 34.
No, I'm 46.
So, yeah, we're trying to do things to get the kids more involved. That's the biggest thing. We need more. The kids are our future. If we don't get these kids involved with the way things are going right now, we don't have a future. And we got to get these children taught the real lessons of our heritage. The school systems don't do it, and we have to. It's our job, and it's part of the charge that we have to do that. So, all right, some other things going on right now that the Virginia Division is actively participating in is, I know some people don't want to hear about it that much, but we do have Oakwood Cemetery in Richmond that we still take care of, even though the state took away our funding for the graves up there. We lost almost $12,000 to help with the maintenance in the cemetery. So it's all on us now. And we do that mostly by contributions from division members and from people out of state. And this year alone, we've already installed over 30 stones up there. And most of those are being bought by individuals. And we're putting them in because the VA will not supply stones to Oakwood. So we have to get them bought by the individuals, and we have a place that makes the government style stones. So that's what we're doing. And we just ordered another 48 stones, and I think 42 of those are going to be for unknowns. We're trying a new supplier and trying to get all these guys marked at some point. We got probably 16,000 more to go. It's not going to be in my lifetime, but at some point down the road, we should have everybody marked in that cemetery. And that's our goal anyway. And it's looking better with all these stones going in. You can actually see, you go in there now and you can look out there and you can see what it will potentially look like, like a national cemetery at some point. So also the Texas division is, we got them working with us now. There was a little monument up there in Oakwood Cemetery to the Texas guys. I think it was to the 5th Texas, and it disappeared sometime years ago, 70s or 80s. And Texas is working with us to get that replaced. And so I'd like to thank the Texas division for jumping in and helping us out with that. And so Texans move them. We have another big cemetery in Richmond, Hollywood Cemetery. I'm sure most of y'all have heard of. It's where Jefferson Davis is buried, and several generals and thousands of Confederate soldiers. And the Longstreet Camp 1247 and the Robert E. Lee Camp 1289 are in there all the time working and installing stones. And I think they've already installed over 100 stones in there. And so they're doing a great job up here. And other recent events going on in Virginia Division. We just had our 10-day run at the Virginia State Fair up in near King's Dominion, if y'all know where that is, above Richmond, the big fairgrounds, upstate fairgrounds. And we didn't have but a couple of, I wouldn't say bad things happen during the fair. A couple of people come by and complain, but other than that, everything was all positive. And we always have a great time up there. I spent a day up there, and we sell a lot of stuff, and everybody's happy to see us. And it's great positive feedback from everybody seeing that. They're all just happy to see us out there. Can't give out stickers anymore, but we give out pins now. So it's a great thing going on.
Tony, we have a couple questions.
Okay.
Ron Kennedy asked, I think this is the first question to the first cemetery you were talking about. Mr. Kennedy's asking, do you have any Louisiana boys there?
In Oakwood, there's Confederate soldiers from every state except, I think it's Missouri.
Wow.
Yeah.
David's asking, do you all take care of Dr. Freeman and Izzy's grave at Hollywood?
Now that the Virginia Division doesn't, and I don't know if any of the camps up in the Richmond area take care of that, but I can look into that for him. He's talking about Douglas Southall Freeman's grave.
Yeah, this is Dr. Freeman, so I'm assuming that one.
Okay. I can check into that. In fact, let me write that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Douglas Southall Freeman and his bride, his wife.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check on that one. I know he was a great champion of the South, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? If not, then we'll go on. Ron Kennedy ought to know this one. We got January coming up, Lee Jackson Day celebration. It's 200th anniversary next year of Stonewall Jackson's birth. So it's going to be a big celebration. Mr. Kennedy is going to be there, and he's supposed to be there. Maybe he'll tell you he's going to be there. It's hosted by the Lexington camp out there, Stonewall Brigade camp. In fact, I'm gonna read a little advertisement for it since it's an important event coming up. And they've been advertising their new park up there too. So in Confederate Veteran. So the Stonewall Brigade Camp 1296, Lexington, Virginia, and the Virginia Division present Lee Jackson Day 2024 on January 12th to 13th. This will be the 25th year of this annual event in Lexington. The event includes a symposium on Friday with at least 3 speakers. Then on Saturday, we start with a service at Stonewall Jackson's graveside. We then have a parade leaving Stonewall Jackson Memorial Cemetery through downtown Lexington. At the conclusion of the parade, we have a service for Lee, followed by a keynote speaker and luncheon. On Saturday evening, we will have a dinner gala with a presentation by SCV Chief of Heritage Operations, Ron Kennedy, followed by a good old-fashioned ball. This will surely be the best Lee Jackson Day event we've ever put on. Oh, yeah, we'll also be celebrating Stonewall Jackson's 200th birthday. So remember that. We got some special things coming for that. So anybody that wants to come, go to let me make sure I got the thing here. www.leejacksonpark.com. You can find out all the information for the event going on, registration, cost, everything. It's all on there, what you need to do if you want to come to that and attend any of these events. I'm sure Ron Kennedy's going to put on an excellent show. And like I said, we got other speakers going to be there, and they always get good people for the symposium. So everybody's invited. Come on. I think I heard that Commander-in-Chief Jason was going to be there. So it'll be good to be seeing him again if he's going to be there.
And Mr. Kennedy just said our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Donnie Kennedy, will be riding there with him.
Okay, so the Kennedy twins are both going to be there. Good deal.
Yep. A question did come up by Jason Lloyd. Does the VA division take care of Shuki Cemetery?
Shaco Cemetery. No, we don't. There is a group in Shaco that takes care of that cemetery. They're, I think it's a Shaco Hill Cemetery Preservation Group or something that actually take care of that. So the division does not actually take care of that. We have our hands full with Oakwood Cemetery, and it's good to have partners working in these cemeteries, like a couple camps working in Hollywood, taking care of those, the division, Oakwood Committee working in Oakwood, taking care of that, and another group taking care of Shaco. In fact, they do all the veterans in Shaco Cemetery. So from Revolutionary War on. Anything else on that?
Nothing's come up, sir.
Okay. Well, also coming in January, in celebration of Stonewall's 200th anniversary, we got 8 billboards going up across the state, and one specifically located in Lexington, right off Route 60, where you get off of Interstate 81. It's a 24-hour lit billboard, and it's going to be, well, we got it placed there specifically for our excellent friends in Lexington. Let's put it that way. So they look great. We had 7 signs put back up in April for Confederate History and Heritage Month. In fact, the Kennedy brothers talked about that on an SCV chat back in April or May after we had done that, because we had discussed that with Ron Kennedy when we were up here, when he was up here for the Memorial Park thing. So we got those going on. Then next April again, we have 7 Confederate History and Heritage Month signs going back up across the state. So we're trying to keep our name out in the public, and it's got website names on it. In fact, the one in Lexington has the Lee Jackson Park website on it, so that everybody can find out about that park. And because they're coming along with that park out there, they've purchased some more acreage on it, and they're supposed to be getting some more down the road. So it's going to be a really nice place once it's finished. So, all right.
Tony, 1 second.
Okay.
This came from Roy Hudson. I would like to personally thank Tony for his assistance and hook me up with compatriots from Lynchburg to assist in the Southern Cross of Honor dedication service for my great-grandfather scheduled for May.
And Roy was most welcome for that. In fact, it turned out that the guy I hooked him up with turned out, I think, to be a distant relative of his. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, my boss just joined the channel. Hey, Commander Hart. All right, Tony, go ahead. I just didn't want to get a phone call.
You had to recognize him.
Yep.
All right. Other things going on next year for the division. Well, let me go this way first. As you know, we talked for 40 minutes before we came on the air here, and I think we covered everything and then some. But December, most camps are having Christmas parties, Christmas celebrations. We camps up in the Petersburg area are having a Christmas celebration at Blandford Church. It's always a really nice thing to go to. Just tell everybody in the Virginia Division if you want to go to that. I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's coming up sometime in the first couple of weeks in December. Blandford Church, Blandford Cemetery. Everybody's having Lee Jackson ceremonies besides the big one out in Lexington. And the whole month of January is filled with camps having their annual Lee Jackson Day banquets and services. So if you can get to one, please. Come out to Lexington too. We like to have a big showing out there. And next April, April 19th to the 21st, our division convention is going to be held all the way out in Bristol, right on the Tennessee line. We talked about that earlier tonight, about the distance away, how far across the state some of our camps are, Sean. And
yep, I can relate.
Yeah, we're going all the way across state for this one. Our brothers out in the 6th Brigade need some recognition, and for all the work that they do. They are a small brigade, but they are a real active brigade out there. They do a lot of good work, and they're out in the rural area. They've been having a problem recently with a couple of people trying to raise a stink about the monument in town there, and it's calmed down a little bit right now, but that's one of the things we're looking at is the Bristol monument too. But we should have a good time out in Bristol. So anybody wants to come, we know it's election time too coming on. So anybody running for offices, y'all are more than welcome. It's all on scvvirginia.org, our website, for the registrations to go there. So anybody running for office, please come to our convention. We'll welcome you. We got not only the Army ANV stuff going on over here, I'm running, Kenny's running for Army Commander. Terry Klima's running for Councilman right now. So we'd like to get as many people to come to our conventions as possible in all the ANV states to hear what everybody has to say. So we're looking forward to going down to Charleston again this year. It was, Charleston put on an awesome reunion back in 2014. We had a great time down there. And I've already been in contact with those guys quite a bit talking about that reunion. And it seems like I spend half my life in South Carolina anyway. I was talking to you about that earlier too.
Yep.
We enjoy vacationing in South Carolina. And so we're looking forward to that. Trying to get as many people to go down there as possible. It is, again, election year. We like to have as many camps represented in the ANV and from Virginia. I'd like to see every camp there, but we know that's not going to happen. But as many as possible. We want to show everybody that the ANV is strong, and we'd like to just show the rest of the Confederation that the ANV is still around and puts on a good show. So, and I know that Randy Burbage and Secession Camp 4 down there is going to put on a good show. So I could talk about, I don't know, Sean, that's pretty much the things going on right now. I could talk about, we got 10 brigades in our division, and all of them are doing a great job with heritage defense, saving the monuments, cleaning cemeteries.
Well, let's elaborate on that one, because you were telling me something on that earlier.
Yeah, we just established the CERT program ourselves here in Virginia. The one that Tennessee, I think Florida has it, Kentucky has it. Several states now have it. And one of our OCR ladies took the initiative to get the training and then come and ask me if she could bring it in to present it to the DEC. And I said, yes, by all means. And she did. And at our last DEC meeting, we approved the CERT program here for Virginia. And Miss Tiffany Lloyd gave her first training class a week or so ago. And of course, I was telling you now, it's about too cold to do anything in the cemeteries now because chemicals aren't going to do too good. But it's a great thing. I think we need it. Need to get everybody on the same page as far as cleaning cemeteries. You still hear these people going, oh man, just dump a bottle of bleach on it and it'll clean it right up. And it's like, no. We got to get everybody on the same page as how to do the proper restoration, cleaning of these cemeteries with the tombstones so that we don't further damage them. So that's where we stand with that right now. And
Cool.
And there's a lot of good work going on in the cemeteries up here as far as cleaning and restoration. In fact, one young man, Isaac Owen, in the Bedford County Graves Camp out in Bedford area, he goes around and documents and takes care of a lot of graves in Bedford County. And he's writing a book on the subject right now about the Confederates buried there. So that's another one of our compatriots here in Virginia that is doing an outstanding job and furthering the charge and taking care of the graves of our ancestors. So, and that.
Mr. Kennedy asks, have you appointed a division heritage promotion yet, and will help the Confederate Legion promote our heritage?
Well, Frank Ernest is our Heritage Defense Officer here in Virginia, and I think Ron already knows him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's talked to Frank out at when he was in Lexington back in May. So, Frank's everything Heritage Defense, Heritage Operations in Virginia goes through Frank Ernest. So, if I think Ron already has his contact information, I do believe. If he doesn't, have him say so and I can get it to him. But that's who he needs to go through, and I will make sure Frank knows that too.
Alrighty. That's good news, Jason. He says hopefully we'll be doing another cemetery cleanup in March at the Stonewall Cemetery. Like to what? Oh, I like to Donna D2 cleaning at Old Chaplain in Clark County. Hopefully I said that right. CLARKE.
Clark County. Okay.
Yeah, I did say it right.
Well, when did he say he was going to do that, in March?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, that's probably when we're going to have to kick back in with our CERT training, because the weather will start warming back up enough that we can get out there and actually get the D2 and it's not too cold scrubbing on stones and with water. So.
I tell you what, I took the class myself and I teach people now and I enjoy it. I enjoyed the program that Tom Meadows, Billy Walker, and Donna. It's been a long day. I know a lot of you are going to razz me later. So, yeah, I pulled a moose. I enjoyed the program personally myself. All right, Tony.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking it myself. I mean, I've been cleaning stones for 30 years, I guess. And, but you always learn something new. I mean, I might be doing something wrong. You never know. And,
well, what I'm planning on doing, going to Charleston next year, I'm going to stop off at Anderson, South Carolina, and hopefully I can get in and clean my Confederate ancestors headstone if it needs to be clean. I don't think there'd be a problem because me and him have the same last name.
Yeah,
But
mine and my third great grandfather is buried behind his cabin over at Appomattox Courthouse area. His cabin's part of the park, in fact, and little family cemeteries up behind it. And I stopped back by there when we left Lexington back in May, and it's starting to need a cleaning too. So I may, well, that'll be the first one that I hit after I get trained on it. I'll go out there and clean his.
Yeah, because cleaning our fallen soldiers' graves is great, but you truly feel something when you clean your own blood, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the same as putting in a stone for your ancestor. I mean, it's you can't beat the feeling. It's moving. You can say it's moving. It's
Yep. Is there anything else going on, Tony? Or
that pretty much covers everything going on up through our next convention next year. And I'm in fact, I'll be turning over the reins in April to a new division commander. We only have same as national. We can only run for one 2-year term. I was a division commander from 2016 to 2018, and then Johnny Neville was commander from 18 to 22. He got stuck an extra 2 years because of the COVID situation, and we couldn't have our convention that year. So, and then I ran again last year, and we had a 3-way race last year, and I wound up being division commander again. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to Charleston and seeing what happens there, and looking forward to seeing everybody again. Hopefully I'll see you down there, Sean. And
yeah,
I met a lot of people in Hot Springs this year that I hadn't seen in a long time or hadn't ever met. And in fact, I saw Moose and Connor and had a good time.
I had a good time at Hot Springs myself because I could literally put faces with the names now.
Yeah, it is nice. I mean, you can see people on Facebook or, you know, that kind of thing, but actually getting to talk to them in person is always the best, and a lot of good people. So look forward to it.
Same here. Mr. Kennedy, I'm looking forward to your phone call. He said, yes, I know him and great, and other divisions need to follow up with you and Florida. Well, I'm right here, Mr. Kennedy. Yes, Paul, it was great. Get a chance to talk with you and your wife and Kenny and majority of the people in the chat right now.
That's Hot Springs this year. We hung out with Paul and Ronnie Roach, Randy Burbage, some with Jason and Larry, and Carl Jones. Talked to him quite a bit. It's good talking to everybody from different parts of the Confederation because you get to bring in some different ideas.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear, what's going on in other places. And like I said, you can find out something that maybe you can bring in. And so I'm always open for new ideas.
Yes, Ryan, it was a great time.
And I think that's about it going on. We don't, besides all the normal meetings and everything. Oh, I did forget to mention one thing. The Arlington Monument up in Arlington Cemetery, the Reconciliation Monument. We're monitoring that. National has a lawsuit in that. We have a rep. Frank Ernest is our representative on that lawsuit. And that's one of the big things going on right now, that we're trying to keep that monument in Arlington Cemetery. Yeah, it's just beyond belief that they would even think about moving that. And we're also still working on trying to get the AP Hill gravestone. That's what his monument is just his gravestone that Richmond took down and decided that it was theirs and they could do with it what they want. Well, we're still working on that. I think that goes to court again sometime in January. So National helped us out with that a little bit here, and hopefully we'll get some good news on that one in the next go round here. I think it's sometime January 24th or something like that. It's no telling what can happen with the court system these days, especially here in Virginia and in the Richmond area. But we always hope for the best and prepare for the worst, and see what we have to do after that. So, and that's the only thing I think I left out. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Let me put this out there. Just a reminder, next Thursday on Look Around, Commander's Comments at CIC, and I'll be giving an Arlington update.
all right, good deal.
Yep. Yeah, just like you said, Commander, that's the biggest topic right now, and I know a lot of people are out there asking questions and want some up-to-date news on that. So keep that in mind for next Thursday.
Anything else you want to talk about that I haven't mentioned, Sean?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm myself. I'm trying to keep up with Florida Division. Like I said earlier, we have different camps out there having their Christmas parties. I know a lot of camps. Our division commander has Carl Jones coming in January for their Lee Jackson dinner. J.J. Dickerson camp has Mr. Donnie, our lieutenant commander in chief, coming down for their Lee Jackson dinner. So, yeah, most of my knowledge returns to Florida.
Yeah, well, I told you when we were talking before the show that I'm Floridian, and my family's been in Florida since 1832. And I've been up here in Virginia. I got up here in the Navy, and 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Oh, man, that's showing my age now. I was a young 22 when I got up here. But, yeah, Floridian by birth and Southern by the grace of God. It's, I miss Florida, but Virginia's got so much up here, so much history.
Yep.
And I've been up here so long, I feel like I'm 100% Virginian now, even though every time I go back to Florida, I don't want to leave. But it's, I don't care where you live in the South. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to live above the Mason-Dixon line. I don't even want to live above further north than I am now. It's
the thing for me is you don't really get the Southern feel in some of the bigger cities. You go to the small towns, and you get the Southern feeling there.
Yep, it's true.
You're Mr. Kennedy, that you read my mind, and that's my feeling too. Is the first Thanksgiving in North America was in Spanish Florida,
St. Augustine.
Yes, sir. The first English one was in Virginia.
Yep.
Correct.
1619 at Barclay Plantation. Plantation. Yeah, we have to remind those Northerners that all the time that they weren't first up in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Yep. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Commander Tony? Feel free to ask them. Yeah.
We must have covered it all.
Must have. Mr. Ramsey said, great talk tonight. Lots of good info. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny. I think, yeah. Remember, thanks, Dave. Remember earlier you said you didn't know if you had 30 minutes worth? Well, you had about an hour's worth, so good job.
Hey, we overcame and conquered.
Exactly, just like our ancestors did.
Well, I enjoyed it, and it was good getting the Virginia Division's name out there. What we're doing up here,
Yeah.
we got a lot of good people, a lot of good camps. It's been an honor serving a second time around as division commander. I had a whole lot more fun this time around, knowing what the job entailed and what I did right and what I did wrong last time. They say if you make half the people mad and half the people are happy, you're doing a good job. And I think I probably did that last time. Hopefully I made them a little more happy this time. But I just wish we, as we were talking, get a little better with the communication system. I hope the SCV chat format, this kind of thing right here, is great.
Mm-hmm.
Get the word out. If we get, hundreds of people watching every night when it's on, instead of, whatever. I know a lot of people watch it in the rerun, but it'd be nice seeing everybody watching it live and asking questions there to get the chat going some. And it's been enjoyable, and I'm glad I got to do it.
And we appreciate you coming on tonight, sir, and giving us an update on what's going on with the Virginia Division.
All right. And I look forward to seeing everybody that can make it, that's coming up to Lexington in January. And again, I hope to see everybody in July in Charleston.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
before Tony signs off, does anybody have any questions for him? Ask now or forever hold your peace.
We're not getting married. No. Guess we covered everything.
Yeah. So far, everybody's loving this episode. Now, hey, Linda, thank you. Keep in mind, you can normally watch me Tuesday nights on Look Around Florida. Sunday nights, you can catch up with Michael Hardy on his program. David has a program himself. David, what's your, plan on back more details at the meeting of the Friends of Douglas Southwell Freedman Group. Ready. That's David's group. Granted, you got SCV chat on Mondays and Thursdays. Keep in mind, as this was going on, Moose was sending me messages. I think he said, there's the Ohio group. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining the show tonight. I appreciate it. Remember, with SCV chat, I'm still getting my hands trying to figure out stuff to help GCB and the Moose show out. That's right. Thanks, Dave, for putting that in the chat. Friday night, we'll be doing our Christmas episode and season finale. Friday night at 8 p.m. Jubal early standard time in the Friends group. So please check out David's podcast. Like I said, normally you can see me on Tuesday nights on Look Around Florida. With that being said, thank you, Commander Tony, for coming on tonight.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Welcome, Jacksonville, North Carolina camp. And as soon as I figure out how he does. Okay, I think this is the right one. All right, Commander, thank you for joining the chat tonight. I appreciate it. I'm sure Moose and GCB appreciated it too, sir.
All right, enjoyed talking with you, and good night, everybody.
All right, sir.
And
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Does that video give you goosebumps? It does me every time I see it. Thank you all for joining the chat tonight. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Stay Southern, stay out of trouble, and work on your moose facts.